Hello, y'all. Welcome to Jackalope Tales, Urban Legends and Music, where we uncover, is it real or is it a jackalope tale? I'm your host, Charles Mooney.
And I'm Lisa Umbarger, and Charles and I are founding members of the Toadies, and now we're podcasting.
And saving lives.
Fuck podcasts.
Yeah.
Wait, I meant to say pickleball.
Yeah. Yeah, keep an eye on the store. I think we're going to do a fuck podcast shirt. So
Yeah, because...
if you're just tired of podcasts, but ours.
Right.
Yeah.
All the rest of them. Or you can be tired of ours, too.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Sometimes we say fuck our podcast.
Our podcast needs to get some.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Share the wealth. Oh, yeah. So we're talking about musicians that have saved
lives. They're heroes, real life heroes. Don't give mine away because it's going to be a surprise.
Oh, okay.
But yours...
Okay. Yeah, now don't say who it is, though, because I'm hanging on to tell who it really is.
But yours, you are too?
Yeah, yes. But,
okay, so ours are surprise heroes. No one would guess that these people are heroes.
Yes, exactly.
In the way that they are.
I know. So it's like there have been a few instances of musicians saving lives. And I haven't saved a life.
I've saved animals' lives.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't save human lives because usually I have somewhere to be. So it's like I can't help. I've got to get over to Home Depot.
I've given a dog the Heimlich. So I feed my dogs raw. So it's the prey model thing. It's supposed to be healthier for them.
Right.
And one time I gave him a piece of meat and he did not chew it. It was like, fucking love steak. Yeah. And swallowed a piece of steak whole and it got stuck. And it wasn't like a whole steak. It was, cut up.
Wow.
It was a giant piece of steak.
And was it like the human thing where it's like...
Yeah. And all of a sudden he just fell over and his legs went straight out. And
holy shit.
Side.
No.
I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh my God.
So I went over and I didn't know anything about dog Heimlich. I was like, you can't hit it on its back like you can us.
Right.
So I picked it up and put its front legs down and pushed on its stomach under its ribs. And and out.
Shit.
I don't know if that's even the right way to do a Heimlich, but it was that day.
And then did he eat the steak again?
Oh, fuck yeah. It had slime and drool and all sorts of stuff. I cut it up.
Yeah.
Now they don't get such a big hunk. We cut it up a little bit more.
Yeah. So that's like kind of when I'm eating a piece of pizza or something and the mozzarella is so long, some of it goes in your throat.
Right.
And you have to reach in and pull it out.
Right.
Well, then I chew it back up.
Right. Gonna have that dangler cheese.
So basically I'm like a dog. Yeah. I'll just re-chew what almost killed me. Oh, I know I haven't saved anything like that before. I mean,
tried to save a snapping turtle in the middle of the road.
I really have
a country.
I feel for turtles. I mean,
I do too, because we live out in the country and there's big trucks that try and hit them, like hit them on the side and shoot them off the road, and it kills them.
Yeah,
and it just bothers me because
I know
it's mean.
It's helpless, and I mean we're old and slow,
and I know snapping turtles are mean.
Oh God!
But there was a big one. It was big. It was bigger than a hubcap. It was a big freaking snapping turtle, and it was old and salty and sitting in the middle of the road. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do my good deed, and I'm going to get the snapping turtle. And I was parked behind it, and I was like, if I pick it up from behind, maybe the claws and the mouth won't get me.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I went up behind it, and it was heavy.
Yeah,
it was heavy to lift, and then its clawed legs came out,
shit.
And it can reach behind it.
No.
His neck came out and he was snapping at me.
Oh shit. And you're like, you fucker, I'm trying to save you.
I was like, dude, what the hell? And I was like, all right, fuck off then.
Yeah. Right.
I'm leaving. And I told that story to someone and they're like, no, you're supposed to kick the turtles off the road. You're supposed to, because they slide. They pull their legs in and they slide on their bellies.
Wow.
Like little
the hard shell
pucks.
underneath.
Yeah, they're like hockey pucks and they slide across the road.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But can you imagine putting your boot in the butt of that snapping turtle and just like that big fat turtle sliding their hubcap sliding across? Seriously, that thing probably weighed 40 pounds. It was heavy.
Wow.
It was a big one.
Now, see, there was one time where I remember truly I had come upon, like, I can't remember if it were a moth or a butterfly, and it was in a spider web.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I mean, luckily it was just daytime. Spider wasn't around. So I got it out of the web, and then I let it go and started to watch it fly, and a bird
ate it,
flew by and grabbed it in the air. And I was like, I'm out. This is, just let nature take its course from now on. So
that's how I'm feeling about politics right now.
Things keep like grabbing out of the sky.
Right now, I feel like, it's just kind of like, we should just let them die. leave them where they fell.
See, all that work for nothing, just to let it get killed somewhere else.
Yeah.
But hey, well,
maybe. I figure like nature will take its course.
It does. It seems to.
Is it Darwin? Darwin said that.
Well, monkeys and Darwin's theory.
Right.
So, but anyway, let's not get into science.
I hate science. I really don't. Remember when science was valid and people liked it?
Yeah.
Back in the good old days.
Oh, yeah. That was when it was more, I don't know, just cool.
Right, where we had test tubes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we made volcanoes. Remember?
Uh-huh.
Did you ever make one?
Yes, in chemistry. Oh, God, yeah. That was the fun stuff. Bunsen burners and shit.
Right.
Oh.
We don't have that anymore.
No, they don't even let you jack with anything. But talking about the musicians who have saved lives. So
who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Yeah. And I'll even tell you this person's real name.
Okay.
Yeah. It was 1998, and around midnight, a man named Russell Jones was at his place of work in Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn in the house.
Yes, exactly. And so while Russell is working in his office, he hears a car accident happen outside and looks out the window, sees the accident, and he and his buddy who were there, they were both there together working, ran down with his friend to the accident and saw a 4-year-old girl pinned underneath the wrecked car.
Oh, man.
So it was nighttime. It was about midnight. It was dark. And
wait, what was that kid doing out at midnight?
I know she was with her mom, but it is Brooklyn. I mean, anyone walks anywhere at any time of the night.
Okay. All right.
So, all right. I haven't been to Brooklyn.
It's a city that never sleeps. Oh, yeah.
Oh, what was your thoughts on Brooklyn?
I loved it.
Did you?
I considered moving there. I really liked it.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was one of the places where I was like, okay, I have dogs and stuff, but there's so many dog parks and stuff. I could do this.
Wow.
Without a yard.
You were there for a show?
Yeah. I have friends who live in Brooklyn.
Wow.
Because I have a story about this person you're going to talk about.
Oh, whoa. No kidding.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, they hear it. They go down, and the car is on top of the 4-year-old girl. And of course, Russell can't lift the car by himself. I mean, there's only so much adrenaline you have. So he ends up stopping other passersby. He's got his buddy. And with the help of a bunch of people, they lifted the car and got the little girl out from underneath.
That is so crazy.
This is like really saving a life.
Yeah.
This isn't like a moth in a spider web. But they the little girl ended up having her coat burned through from flames, and there were like 2nd and 3rd degree burns on her legs.
Wow.
I know, hardcore. And she was transported to the hospital. Now, Russell Jones would continue to routinely visit the hospital to check in on the little girl, making sure she was okay. And he ended up getting to know this little girl's mom and the little girl. And on his visits to the hospital, he would sign in as Russell Jones.
Right.
And then, strangely enough, MTV found out about this girl being saved by Russell Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And so MTV went down to the hospital based on what they had heard. And of course, I'm wondering, I mean, what the hell would MTV want to have anything to do with a guy named Russell Jones?
Right.
And it turned out that Russell was, in fact, the member of the Wu-Tang Clan, ODB, Old Dirty Bastard.
Right. Wu-Tang is for the children.
He was.
They really are.
He was. And so what ODB had been doing was he was in his recording studio in Brooklyn when that accident happened. And so, and of course, his real name is Russell Tyrone Jones.
Yeah.
And that's what he was using to sign in. But it was ODB.
If he introduced himself and signed in as Old Dirty Bastard, would they let him into the hospital? For real.
I mean, unless they really knew music. But
that's freaking awesome.
It really was an amazing story. And the mother of the girl and ODB ended up becoming close. And I mean, so close that she was like, if you ever have anything you want to call me about, just feel free to. And she said ODB would call her every now and then and tell her things that were in his head and what he was struggling with.
Right.
All this stuff. So he was really sharing on a personal level. It wasn't like save a life, get back to the routine.
Right. It was a friendship that was struck up and someone he could trust.
Yeah. Yeah. And the sad part about it is that the mom, she felt like he was just trying to prove that he was actually a good guy.
Right.
By doing all this stuff. Because I mean, there's so many negative things and bad things that happened in his life.
Right.
And of course he's passed away.
Right.
But
that's sad too.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. But just the fact that, I mean, he did this and then he's trying to keep a low profile. It's not like going out to the news and saying, hey, I did this.
Yeah. He wasn't trying to do it to drum up publicity for himself. In fact, when the publicity happened, he was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
He just wanted to help this kid and the mom.
Right. Right. And he didn't talk much at all about it. More of the stuff about it came out on the documentary that had come out after his passing.
Right.
So, yeah. So you got to really appreciate someone who approaches, man, I saved a life, but I'm not going to talk too much about it.
Right.
It's like, damn, that's a special human being right there.
Are you a Wu-Tang fan?
Yeah, I am.
I think they're great.
Oh my God. That, man, when their album came out early on, it was just like, holy hell, there's like 50 rappers on this album.
Right. I know, right? So many places they pulled music from.
Yeah. Oh,
sample.
God.
Yeah.
I know. It seems like sampling, I don't know. You just don't hear it much anymore. But
whenever I hear Protect Your Neck, it's just like,
God.
Fucking love that.
Oh, that's, yeah. And that's what we do here in Granbury. We protect your neck.
Speaking of, that's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to be a hero. But,
oh, yeah. Now, what is your story about?
So, one of our dear friends that worked at Interscope lived in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And she was like, do you want to meet ODB?
What?
I was scared. I was like, no.
What?
I really don't.
Right? With all the stories that go along with it?
Yeah. And we were staying with her, hanging out in Brooklyn. And first of all, she warned us that the pizza parlor across the way, there's people that hang out there. Don't talk to them. Don't even look in their eyes because they're mafia.
Oh, no.
And I was like,
oh, my God.
And she's like, I'm not joking. And I was like, I am from Texas. I don't give a fuck. And she's like, do not fucking do anything.
Oh, my God.
Because I was just like, because I don't take anything seriously.
Oh, no.
And she was like, no.
Yeah.
You're taking this seriously.
And we were kids.
Right. And I was like, fuck you. I just had a beer and fuck that guy in a suit.
Yeah. I'm a toady.
Right.
Yeah.
And so but I wasn't afraid of those guys, but she was like, do you want to meet Old Dirty? And I was like, no. I was like, yeah, but no.
Yeah.
And she's like, he is really fucking nice. And he hung around in the neighborhood. You know, he was just a neighborhood dude that everyone knew and talked to everybody.
Yeah.
And so she's like, we're going to meet him. He's really nice. And I was like, okay. And yeah, I met ODB and we talked music, and he was super fucking sweet. Just a really, really nice guy. And I was scared of him to meet him. And then I was like, what a fucking idiot I am. Because, you know, their persona precedes them, and you think
that's true.
But he was just a regular dude.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean,
who made fucking great music.
Where did you find him? Did you have to go to his house, or did you just see him around the neighborhood?
Yeah. He walks around the neighborhood and he
has
has
hangouts and stuff.
She's like, we'll meet him. I'm sure when we're walking around, we'll see him.
Wow.
Like, hey.
Do you remember the conversation in detail at all?
No, I do remember that. I'm not going to even say who introduced us, but she told him that I was on Interscope and I was a bass player. And so, yeah. So we talked a little bit about music and Interscope, and yeah, but was
amazing.
I walked away going, wow, that was completely different than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Why was I scared? He's just
like, super, super sweet, nice guy.
Yeah.
So don't believe the persona that, you know.
Well, it's just like the record label told you all to do. I mean, just
make up shit
and look way different than what you really are, because real life is boring.
Right. I mean, people think that I'm shorter than I am because of the fucking Ewok stuff. And, you know, they do that with mirrors and stuff.
Yeah. AI now.
AI. And,
damn.
They made that's shorter with GPT chat.
Well, that's really cool, though, that I can talk about someone and you can lend a personal side to it.
Yeah. That's so cool. When I heard, because it happened after that he saved this little girl, and I was like, yeah, that sounds like him.
Shit.
It totally sounds like I could totally see it. Otherwise, it wasn't a surprise.
Yeah.
Because when they put it on MTV, it was just like, what the hell? Old dirty bastard saving someone. Exactly. It was like a shock thing. And I was like, oh yeah, he's a neighborhood guy. If someone in the neighborhood was in trouble, he would help them.
Damn.
So
man,
Brooklyn has a small town kind of feel.
It really does. That's cool.
So
God, man.
Anyway,
God rest his soul, man.
Yep. I love ODB.
All right, now you got a mystery person.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go right into this story. And here's the story. Here it is. Like to hear it? Here it goes.
On 3.
2, 3. Go. Captain Jake Lawson had spent years flying helicopters and executing high-risk missions. But after leaving the military, he longed for a quieter life, so he could write music and just hang out and play music.
Okay.
So he settled in Tennessee, purchasing a small piece of land near the Cumberland River, and he piloted a helicopter to make extra money. But he also wrote music and played music.
Okay.
Around Nashville.
Okay.
Sold songs.
Ooh, Nashville guy. Okay.
Yep. So one stormy night, after days of rain, the river had swelled beyond its banks, and it turned fields into lakes and roads into rivers. So there was a lot of rain. The news warned of historic flooding, and soon desperate calls for help filled all the airwaves. Entire farms were being swallowed up by the rising waters, and countless animals and people were trapped with no way out.
Damn. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is small town farming community. So Jake was listening to the reports on his old radio. He didn't even have a TV. All he did when he was there was just like disconnect from the world.
Yeah.
And he thought he couldn't sit idly by and watch people and their animals face this disaster. So he stepped into his barn-turned hangar, and he had a solution to help his neighbors.
Yeah.
His old rebuilt Huey helicopter. And he rebuilt it himself. Yeah.
Wow.
So he lovingly took all the pieces and put it together himself. He built a helicopter.
Damn.
So His first stop was his neighbor's farm, where panicked cows and horses stood on a stranded, shrieking island of land.
Okay.
And he lowered a sling that he had rigged up for large hauls.
Shit.
And secured one horse at a time with the help of some farmers that he lowered down onto the land.
Oh.
And the animals were flown to higher ground and then transported to the safety of Captain Jake's farm.
Well, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Good God. It sounds like a military exercise.
Yeah.
Damn.
And from there, he flew to another farm and then another, rescuing goats and pigs and even a stubborn mule that took 3 attempts to coax onto the harness.
The damn asses.
I
know, right?
But news of his efforts spread, and soon emergency responders coordinated with him.
Uh-huh.
And they were directing him to the most urgent rescues.
What?
Right.
Wow.
So besides just the animals, he was collecting people along the way because there were people that were trapped on top of their barns.
Yeah.
And he rescued the animals and people, and he set up a safe camp on his farm.
My
so
God.
until the riverbed, just receded, they stayed. They camped on his farm, and he took care of them, fed them, warm place for their animals and them to warm, dry place.
It's like Noah's farm.
I know, right?
Yeah.
The governor later commended him for his bravery, and the people of the valley began calling him the guardian of the sky.
Wow. Right? This is a musician?
I know. Yeah.
Oh, holy hell.
A few years later, people discovered that hero that they called Captain Jake was none other than Chris Christopherson.
What?
Yes.
No.
Many people do not realize that Chris was an Army Ranger and a helicopter pilot.
Holy hell.
From 1960 to 1965, he was stationed in Germany.
Damn.
And
me included. I had no idea.
And not only was he a pilot, but he was a hero to these people in Tennessee.
Wow.
But and you know what? You can really see what a good human he was. I don't know if you saw the footage of when Sinead O'Connor appeared at Madison Square Garden after the SNL thing.
Oh, and they were booing her.
They were brutal,
ass.
and she was standing on the edge of the stage, like frozen and crying. And
it's like a Philadelphia Eagle game,
right?
Yeah, because they're
heart-wrenching.
Tearing them.
Chris Christopherson comes.
I saw that. Yeah,
out and puts his arm around her.
Yeah,
tells her that you can fucking do this, and stood with her and helped her.
Damn.
That's the kind of fucking person he is, man. Or
right?
Was. Well, he still is. His memory's living on. Hopefully, this was contagious.
Yeah,
the kind of person he was.
See, he could even be good without a helicopter. That's amazing.
Yeah, so he's a good human. I've always loved him.
Yeah,
and just he never did anything that made me disprove that he was anything other than a legend and a good human.
Oh, and see, remember when we were talking on the podcast about the boy named Sue origin? Chris Christopherson was one of the people hanging out at Johnny Cash's place.
Right. So yeah, think about who he was in, who was in his inner circle.
His circle, Phil, I mean,
solid,
so
good
many
folks.
different
Willie
people
Nelson,
too.
yeah. Of all walks of life.
Yeah.
And, he even dated Barbara Streisand for a while. And
right.
She has only nice
The Star
things.
Is Born.
Right.
Yeah.
She has only nice things to say about him, too. Like,
well,
Barbara Streisand says bad things about a lot of people.
Yeah.
But not Chris.
Kidding.
So,
wow.
Yeah. So,
damn.
I love that man. And I love that story. He saved animals and people. And
God, he is cool.
Yeah.
Man. And has a great beard.
Yes, right?
Right. Oh,
can you imagine him though? I went back and looked at pictures of when he was in the military.
Yeah,
totally clean shaven and just
Well, and he was probably really young then,
super young.
Yeah.
But something else that's really interesting about this story is just a little add-on is when he was leaving the military, they tried to get him to go and become an instructor at West Point because he's such an intelligent guy.
Oh.
And he turned it down because he's like, no, I'm done with it. I want this quiet life. I want to be a musician. I want to write music.
Yeah.
And he just settled down on a farm and wrote music and hung out with all these amazing freaking people.
Shit.
And then showed up and no one knew who the heck he was and saved people.
Oh, man.
Captain Jake.
Amazing. I love that story. Man, that's really saving people and animals. That's
Right?
like a twofer deal.
No, right?
God.
I bet you he knew how to kick a turtle off a road.
He probably knew how to pick it up.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. Probably walked up and the turtle's like, yeah, fuck it.
He probably had a harness for his helicopter for turtles. I mean, he's ready to capture anything, an adjustable harness.
I wonder what horses and cows and stuff think as they're flying through the sky. They probably think, look what I can do.
They start milking everyone.
They start trying to jump off of cliffs. It's like, fuck, I can fly now. So I'm gonna take a run and jump off this hill.
Yeah, you see them all hopping in the field trying to get back up high again. They're bouncing. God, man.
Oh, you know what a kazoo sounds like?
Is it like
chopper?
Yeah.
It's kind of got chopper undertones. Doesn't it?
Hear it in the distance, and then as it gets closer, it's just like, yep. Someone's being saved.
Right. Charlie. You got
Charlie don't serve.
He don't serve. Charlie don't serve. If the helicopter's coming over the plane and you hear
oh my God. Oh my God, doing the apocalypse now, the ride of the Valkyries.
Oh my God, it'd be so great.
Oh God, images. Now see, if we were live, we could reenact that.
Who are you gonna? Well, Lone Star Salute. Let's introduce this.
Yes.
1-star reviews of anything to do with music.
Right. It could be about a show. It could be about an album. It could be about just the artist in general.
Right.
Just someone who has an opinion.
Right.
And it's always kind of fun to see what they didn't like.
Right.
And I mean, sometimes what they didn't like doesn't make any sense to us, but.
And we're giving it the old Texas flag, the 1 star. Let's go.
Yep.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. And this one is about a Wu-Tang Clan album. And kind of hard to find, but it's one of their later ones. The reviewer is named Placeholder. And the title of it is Iron Flag, More Like White Flag. So I guess there was an Iron Flag album that they had come out with. I like the Wu. I do. Been listening to them since 93. Yeah, I was a kid who tried to be cool, but I ended up liking the music. So after WTF and the Wu, which I do like, we have this thing. I can't really begin to describe what an utter failure this turd is. As an underground hip hop record, it fails. As a commercial record, it fails miserably too. There is not one memorable track on this shit. Not one. What's really pathetic is that this album actually does try to sound commercial. No joke. Good thing we brought the Glock, I guess is a lyric on there. Yeah, to shoot your fans in the face. You want to know when the Wu fell off officially? Here.
I will have to agree.
So you're familiar with this one.
Yeah, it felt forced and yeah.
But you know what? Looking at the early stuff, you can't find a negative review.
There shouldn't be.
I mean, there shouldn't be. Right. But I mean, sometimes some of the artists that we'll cover for the podcast, and then we have to think about finding some 1 stars. It can be tough with some of them. Yeah. Some of them are like shooting fish in a barrel, but Wu-Tang Clan was tough until it came to later stuff.
This was when everyone had gone off and done solo albums.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, ODB's solo stuff is fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone likes Redman. But anyway, to me, I always have ODB. Anyway, I really like his solo stuff as well. But anyway, that one it felt like probably a record executive is like, let's get the band back together and
it's like, or they had a contract that required them to do one more.
Yeah, I don't think their heart was in it. It felt forced. It wasn't just like flow like the other stuff.
Oh man!
And I can't remember if all of them came back for that one or not. But Yeah. Anyway,
No.
give me ODB.
Okay. Go with the original. Yeah.
So I've got one, and mine is Willie Sings Christofferson by Willie Nelson. And I will also say that this was Willie's IRS, Pay the IRS album. Because remember, he had to do a bunch of forced stuff to try and pay back his taxes.
I remember
this is one. This is Willie like,
wow.
I don't give a fuck. Give me back my platinum and gold records, and I'm going to here's a piece of shit for you to have, IRS.
Shit, those were crazy times for him.
So this is one of those records that he did. And I don't know if you remember, because everyone knew what it was.
Yeah.
So they're just like, yeah, I know Willie's got to pay.
Yeah, we excuse it. We're not going to hold it against him.
Right. And he wasn't wasting any of his songs on the shit because he's like, the IRS can't have any of mine. Chris is like, here, why don't you record some of my songs?
See, look at him. Again, a good human being again.
So this is reviewed by Michael DeVue.
Okay.
And Michael says, if you get a vinyl copy of this album, you will notice that on the back cover, there's a close-up headshot of Willie and Chris together. If you place the back side of the album slightly under the covers of your bed while still exposing the majority of the picture, you can make it look like they're in bed together. Other than that, this album is not of much use.
Oh my God. What a great review. Oh,
this is my favorite review ever.
You are not kidding. Oh my God. You can make it look like they're in bed. Wow.
Oh man.
I know. I was kind of getting sucked in because I'm thinking, oh wow, does the album do something cool?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, what is he gonna do with it? It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna make some fucking jokes.
Now I gotta see the back of the album.
I know. And it really is. I found it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Put some sheets on them and they're set. Oh,
like they look like they're in love.
Kudos to that review.
Right. So Michael, you're classy.
He's on the top of our list,
right,
for classic reviews.
He's probably high AF, but he's good. He's a good one.
Oh, he is.
So I wish Michael would write all of the reviews for all of the albums ever.
Damn. He's probably going to take every album he reviews and try and put it in bed and cover it with a sheet.
Here's another one. Yeah. This one looks like they're enjoying whatever.
Yeah. Like they're at a picnic.
Right.
Yeah. Just get a little red checkered.
Or it would be funny if he reviewed just the ones where you can make it look like they're in bed.
And the review is the picture of whatever he can make with it.
This one is Bootsy Collins in bed. Here we have John Fogerty's enjoying a nap.
You pulled that one out of the blue.
This one looks like they're wearing a CPAP.
Yeah, the Bee Gees, in the shower. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Okay. Yeah.
We always leave this laughing. You notice that? This is worth the happy ending.
It is happiest endings because it's like, we've had some fun talking about all this stuff.
Right.
Digging into it and then sharing some opinions. We've gone full circle.
Right. And David Bowie reminded us that we could be heroes.
If not just
one day.
One day. You're right.
I'm waiting for that day. It's like, is it going to be like a baby falling out of a skyscraper?
Right. I know. I've got to open my schedule up to have time for a life save.
I learned CPR just so I could maybe do something.
Wow.
Right. I'm certified.
You're official.
I know. Because it's like, I'm ready.
Oh,
ready. Let's go.
Sweet. So I can eat around you and not worry.
I will. I can do Heimlich.
Okay, good.
I have to raise you up on your hind legs.
I know. And I'll eat whatever I spit out.
Have a big fatty piece of steak. Right. But to us, Chris and ODB, they're real heroes.
They are.
Not fake hero like me and you.
Or Bon Jovi.
Because who knows? I think that was set up, by the way.
Yeah, the scam on the bridge. Yeah.
But guess what? That's not a Jackalope Tale, people.
No.
These are real fucking heroes. Real life, in life heroes.
Yeah.
To us, at least. I don't care if you say they're not a hero out there in podcast land. F you. Charles and I think that Chris and ODB are heroes.
They're right up there at the top. Man, kudos to them.
Yeah. So go out there and do some hero shit, people.
Yeah.
And quit listening to us talk about heroes. Go do hero stuff.
Yeah. Don't take a picture of it. Do something about it.
So do this and be inspired.
Yeah.
Listen to the podcast, be inspired, and go out and do the things.
Do you feel inspired?
Yeah.
You had to think about it.
I don't have a helicopter. I can't be that
we
dramatic.
need to start building one.
Oh, that would okay. Now then I would need rescuing because guess what? That shit's gonna fall.
It's gonna take everyone out.
Girl, you're in danger. Yeah. Yeah, I go there.
Yeah, it's a cool thought.
Right.
Well, maybe we can just make one of our cars.
Can we have lightsabers?
Ooh.
If someone give me a lightsaber, I think I could be heroic. Like getting kids out of cars. Jaws of life.
With your lightsaber.
Right. Or coyotes out of traps, like wandering around in the woods and like, oh, the coyote's been trapped and it's gonna gnaw off its leg, and then like cut it with the lightsaber.
And it cauterize the wound right as it cuts.
Would it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it
the
would.
heat of the
it?
lightsaber.
Yeah, I'd help it.
Because I think that's kind of what
you have
happened
to
to
just touch
Luke.
the tip, just like not like
touch the tip.
Yeah, touch the tip.
Yeah, okay.
And then it makes that noise.
It really does.
Oh, good Lord. Thank you for listening, everybody.
Shit.
We really appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely.
Please follow the links in the show notes.
Yes.
Check us out on all the socials.
Oh, yes. Be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcasts. Give us a subscribe on our YouTube channel. We're building the numbers so we can actually get to the point of going live and a bunch of other stuff.
We need to go live, y'all. We're like chomping at the bit to do this live.
I mean, y'all are missing out on so much because if you got to see us live, it's like we're saving lives.
Like that's how to save a life.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. Save our lives.
Yeah. When we go live, you're gonna hear the kazoo coming in to save the day.
Be heroes. Help us go live.
Yes. Oh,
be heroes.
Kudos.
People. That's how you can be a hero. Just do a little thing that will take you seconds.
Yeah.
And you can be a hero.
Kick a turtle, punch a button.
Right.
Those are things. That's the way to live. So I think that sounds
good. A good excuse for living.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'll go with it.
Yeah.
Sure. So
thanks so much, everybody. Join us next time as we question, is it real or is it a jackalope tale?
Yeah. Now we got to go find some people that need help.
Huh. A bat phone? We don't have phones anymore. Maybe that's the problem. No phones anymore in the house because heroes have to be contacted on a landline.
Oh my God. With the phone in a cake holder. Yeah.
Yes.
With a lid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we don't have landlines anymore. So who can be a fucking hero anymore?
And I don't answer my phone calls.
I know. Right.
Because they're all scams.
It says scammer. And
it's like, I'm not saving a
Scam Likely.
in India. Yeah.
Maybe Scam Likely is who we should be talking to because maybe they're going, help.
Yeah.
I'm going to start answering and go, how can I help you?
There might be something to that.
I'm going to do it.
But see, the first step for them to get help is to want the help.
Well, maybe should we ask them?
Do you need help?
You want me
just
to
answer every call? Do you need help?
You sound like you need help. Are you in trouble?
You got to get yourself a cool phone number too, where it spells out something.
Mine does.
What?
I can't tell you because then everyone would know my phone number.
Okay, I'll work on it and see what letters I can make out of it. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Man.
Does yours not spell something?
I haven't tried to spell anything with it, but I'll take a look. So, all right.
Mine has something to do with butts.
Okay. I'm going to start figuring this one out. Don't tell me yet.
Y'all give me a call.
Yep, call the butts line. All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, y'all.
Save a life.
Ride a cowboy.
Move the turtle.